Hey there, team. Welcome back to Silmarillion Total War here. So, playing as Feanor, and a little, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 5v3 siege attack? Yeah, wow, that's what we get. So, anyway, this is going to be a bit of a weird one, because we have gotten access to some of the campaign-only units. So these are some units I've never played around with, and of course Feanor's not really a faction I tend to play around with very much. So with access to all of these campaign units, you know, things are not going to be as finely balanced as what you'd normally get from the standard Silmarillion rosters. But as I say, it does let us have a look at some of these really cool campaign units. I know very little about some of these campaign units and sort of how you have to sort of recruit them, but as I say, very, very, very cool all the same. And as I say, a chance to play as Feanor in this sort of grinding siege attack. So heaps of those footmen of Hammering out front. What I decided to do with the footmen, I think I've given them all their armor upgrades. Yeah, so they're all armor upgraded. I just wanted this, you know, I really like to rely on a good quality sword and board to just sort of grind away quite effectively against the enemy, and the footmen of Hammering are more than capable of that. Archers of Hammering behind them, again, pumped out the armor upgrades just so that I could deal with a nice sort of skirmish if they wanted to blast me, but not all of them. Some of my footmen are, archers of Hammering are not fully armored up, so we'll see if we spot them later. Got these marksmen of the pass, so again they do have a shield on their back, so that's going to keep them a little bit safer. Here they are. So these are the archers of Hammering without that double armor upgrade, so still damn sturdy, but not quite as resistant to enemy arrow fire or to the grind. I'm going to have to throw them in later. Here is one of the campaign units. We've got the Shore Guard of Doriath. So Feanor, nicely armored up pikemen. Gonna be some real devastation with these boys, and again there is this gorgeous pike, gorgeous sort of phalanx animation that we have going on in Silmarillion that I just think is super. I just think it looks really, really cool, and especially, yeah, like look at that gleaming just staff there standing like over the boys. It's just awesome. Yeah, then to their side we've got one of these bodyguard units. This is going to be the fear. So Ronine Carnister. Raunine? I'm thinking Raunine is probably how I'll be going with them today with this fight. Absolutely gorgeous golden boys with these hammers. And to their side, another one of these campaign units, the Uruhuro. Atarinus. Again, dual axe boys. So very nicely armored up, as you'd expect from these sort of Feanor units, but no shields. So yeah, gonna have to make sure I don't get them too involved in the grind. Then another of the Shore Guard at their side. In the back they are Cursed, and before I get those doggos, Defenders of Aglon, I've grabbed some of those standard boys, and then the Huani. I think we'll go for. So yeah, I've got my cavalry here. So I've not really taken any cav, which is a bit sacrilegious when I'm playing as Feanor, but I'm not really a big cavalry guy. But these guys do have an anti-cavalry bonus. Again, it's a campaign-only unit, so they've, you know, I thought use them, grab any cavalry the enemy are throwing out at me, you know, and see what they can do. So I've grabbed just about all of the campaign units I possibly could, along with, you know, a good dollop of the basic stuff. Then Gervais to my left side, playing as Doriath. So once again, he's got some of these campaign units that we'll try and pick out. I think I know the Doriath roster pretty well, so should be able to see them. Yet these guard of the treasury here with these absolutely gorgeous halberds. They're listed as spearmen there, so I'm assuming that they are going to be halberds. They're not standing with that phalanx, that pike phalanx formation. To their side, we've got the guildsmen of the armories. Again, looks like, well, that's a nasty looking hammer. So I'm guessing that's a nice sort of sword and board AP smacks coming in from these boys. Behind them, substandard warriors of Region, shield bearers of Region. So it looks like, yeah, this line here is his campaign-only units. Over to the far side here, we do have the Green Elves. We've got Tundras taking them to the field today with Finarfin at the front. These Nandor Elder Council, I'm pretty sure these guys are limit. I love that. See the antlers on that guy's head. That's really cool. I like that a lot. The Honor Guard of the Elder House. Again, some nice armor, which is very, very rare to see from the Ossiriand forces. Some more of these guys, so that's really going to allow them to, well, yeah, to grind in a way that they really can't usually, because you normally have to just rely on the Mythern in the back here. So of course these guys, although they're maybe not having that AP, they're going to be much probably better armored and so on. See, I don't know their stats exactly. We'll try and watch them a bit. We do have the Ents there for the grind. Well, not for the grind, for the smacking through. Sentries of Gillian over here on the far side here. Most sentries of Gillian. That's our far flank. Now, my last ally today, over on my right. Oh, sorry. Wait a second. No, I was dumb. This is a 4v. I forgot this was not a normal siege. Yeah. So then we've got another of these Doriath forces here. Mevin on my right flank. Anything crazy? I'm pretty sure these guys. Oh wait. Oh god, I love that shield. I think they're standard. I've had axes hurtled at me from these boys before. Wardens of the Gate. These guys are definitely some campaign-only unit. Unshielded Javelin forces are always a bit of a fear, but they do look like they've got a bit of armor on them, so they can grind. Well, yeah, so they can take a bit of smashes. Skirmishers of the Outlands. Again, perhaps a unit that I don't recognize. So could be some more of these. Well, slightly more green elf. No, the Doriath forces are green elves. Rangers of the Outlands too. So yeah, he's gone deeper into this. This looks to be quite light forces today, but he does have these guards of the treasury as well. So first off the defending forces today, we have the elves of the Falas. So we've got the mariners. Next to them, these defenders of Syrian. So again, that's one of these campaign units. Hopefully somebody more knowledgeable will be able to explain what some of these units are capable of. But yeah, marksmen of Syrian as well, or perhaps maybe how you might be able to achieve them in the campaign map. Just quite recently, in terms of my recording, we actually had, well, my recording this, we had a stream posted out on JMonster's channel, and he has gone into some detail about campaign and so on. I've actually not watched that. I missed that one. I watched the second one that came out, but that was much more multiplayer focused. But I will go back and watch that, because maybe he does mention some of these campaign units. Champions of Eglarest here by Alexios. Sorry, that was that was Alexios there as well. So this is 2 units of cavalry. These are beefy units of cav to run us down. His ally today is the House of Finarfin. So he's got the footmen of Gwendor there, 2 units of these footmen. The guards of Borenburg. I really like the look of these guys. Yeah, just sort of that wolf helm, I guess, or wolf hat, you could say. The shields look awesome, yeah, and just this. Yeah, I don't know. There's just the wild aesthetic of them is always something that calls to me, and they do have these hammers, so I'm assuming that's a nasty AP smacks coming at you. And then we've got behind them these sentries of Tarost. So a nice phalanx just to keep the line. I like that sort of jewel embedded in the pike. That's nice to see. And the levymen of Tarost as well. They've got anything else that's crazy here? No, it looks like a lot of these Torost and Borenburg forces, which again, those campaign units. Over here we've got the House of Fingolfin as the last of the defenders today. These marksmen of Fingon running forward. It's going to be played by Belagost here. And anything else that's absolutely crazy? The White Helms of Fingon. I don't think that they're normal. The Dragon Guard of Dor Loman too. I think that they're in a standard. Maybe not. Maybe I'm mistaken. But again, absolutely gorgeous unit, as we'd expect to see. Anything else that's absolutely wild? No. Sentries of Hithlum, of course. Just, well, good for the phalanx. Good for holding the line. I think everything else is pretty standard. So we'll go to 2 times speed, because I think there is a lot of shuffling. I was a bit worried there because I thought that over here on this far side was one of my allies, but no, it's not. Ah, Knights of Gwendor, and yes, so 2 units of Knights of Gwendor as well, taken by Stewie, just ready to grind us down. Wait, oh. It'll be in the description. You'll see the actual numbers, because I've said it wrong a few times now, so I don't want to be mistaken again by how many people we've actually got on the field today. So a lot of maneuvering. I think I don't really have too far to go. Let me just take a quick gulp of water that I've got next to me here. So I don't have too far to go, so I'm just going to be edging forward a little bit, but I don't want to do anything to break this grace period, which we are starting with. Of course, just plan is to rely on my, better than average, well, yeah, pretty damn good armor values across the board. And just, yeah, get into that grind. I don't have anything, you'll see I don't have any javelin throwers. I've taken no human units today. I wanted to go full Elven. I wanted to, which normally would be very difficult, and probably not something you want to do. I just thought, because I've got access to these campaign units, let's give the humans a rest today. Let's go full Elven. Let's see what I can do. So that means I've got no javelins, no axe throwers or anything like that, which is of course a big something you really do want in a siege. But I've got a lot of archers to make up for that. These marksmen of the pass, and lots and lots of these archers of Hemring. So I can do what needs to be done. It's gonna get done a little bit slower. So wait, is there a fight going on here? No, I thought that we might have just broken into that there. But no, I think we still do have a bit of a grace. Let's just have a little look. Oh, we do have some. I love this little... Not kind of jumping around a little bit. I love this little boat. Just the small yacht in front of the larger craft. As I say, it's all floating right now, but still, gorgeous assets either way. And we are being allowed to sort of push in from here already, but that is just going to allow them to block up our green elves from the southwest in this one choke point. I'm going to be primarily coming in from here, which is going to leave my one ally alone to come in here and up this slope by himself. So you'll see I do start to split my forces up, as I like to do. I like to send some boys over here and there when there's other avenues to attack in from, but this is where the bulk of my forces, at least in the beginning, are going to be focused in. So as I say, because I've got those archers set up, I do want to start early, because I don't want these wild green elves to come flying on in, as is their nature. Their impulsive sort of glass cannon strategies. I want to take my time with this. So you can see over here, Gervais has launched his way forward. He does have some bodies there, so we have begun. So because there's 2 armies coming in from this way, I didn't actually pay too much attention to that, and that's going to of course mean that there's a lot more losses they can take here. So I can kind of let that grind happen a bit. I don't have to be as fast as I maybe would normally be if somebody alone down here. Javelins coming forward, trying to deal with these Ents straight out the gate. Those Ents, if they were just allowed to sit there and batter at the bladesmen of Barad Ethel, it would be a damn nice fight for them. They'd really enjoy that. But taking that javelin fire is not too fun. You can already see some of those Ents have been bloodied up. Not so nice to see. Finarfin here, just the detachment version, have been moved forward. They're taking a little bit of counter fire from them. Well, yeah, they've taken some counter fire. You can see Stewie's got his boys set up. Oh, some losses taken? No, not yet. But they are gearing up to strike down upon Mevin, which, as much as that sucks for Mevin, I'm more than happy. No, I really, something that I do sort of stress a lot is I'm really bad at dealing with enemy cavalry when I'm a siege attacker. I get flustered pretty easily, and I do make mistakes. So you can see I'm trying to sort of really block that up so that I can start messing around over here. All of the cavalry have been sent up to the north, and that's where I've got my dogs just to be watching that position. See them scurrying on over. Let's just, because I'm really good at forgetting. I don't know. I'm sure I'll get something better than that later on, but we'll snag a quick thumbnail image either way. Yeah, got my Archers of Hemring set up. Where do I really want to go for with this? You know, I want to start blasting those guys maybe in the back. The problem is I've got shots on their left side here, so this blob here will be a lovely little target. But I don't want to just be pouring shots into shields. That's not how I want to deal with this. But again, I think running through my brain was that it was just Gervais coming in this way. That is not the case, of course, though. He does have the Elves of Ossiriand along with him. Does have Tundras there too. So I think I just kept seeing this, and I was imagining that this was just one player. That's why you're going to see me maybe be a little bit more hasty than I perhaps at times should be, because I'm wanting to shut this down, or wanting to get in there and support him. Don't want to be going in alone. Got my Footmen of Hemring there. Just trying to block this up. I know that they're not spearmen, but say an enemy cavalry unit couldn't come rushing through this line to strike me, and I don't feel that they can build up enough speed in this small gap. So if I can block that up right now with my Footmen of Hemring, I'm happy with that. Shots coming wildly around. Got these shore guard. Again, because I don't have my humans, I don't have my shield bearers, I don't have my spearmen. So I've got to rely on those pikes right now to guard the flanks for me. Alexius is striking down alongside Stewie against Mevin's forces here. So Mevin's taking some hits from those charges, but relying on those javelins, relying on those powerful Doriath archers is kind of helping him out. You know, although yeah, you might get a damn good charge off on me, I'm going to make sure that you run off and get absolutely rattled as you do that. They were at about 30 as they were running there, but that's a lot of enemy troops around them. Even, you know, that you can say I sent my dogs over, but the dogs are not the fastest. They can definitely be outrun by horses, but that's, I guess, to be expected. So they're much more, I can't really use them to go chasing these cavalry units down, but I can use them to catch something that is coming in for a charge. So again, I'm coming in to start grinding away. I saw that these blades of bladesmen were a little bit further forward from their sentries, so I thought, yeah, okay, I trust that my armor upgraded Footmen of Hemring are going to have quite a nice engagement there. So until we actually reach the pikes, until we reach these sentries behind them, let's do this. You can see I'm not taking too many casualties in this exchange. This is pretty nice for me, but keep in mind how much I've invested in these Footmen of Hemring, so I need to get their kills up. I can't just use them to grind away, wasting energy and time. Got my shots coming on forward just against anything that is really presenting itself as an unshielded target. Not too careful, because I've got so many archers. I need to get them used. I do manage to get this unit of shore guard forward pretty damn healthy. And, ooh, this could be maybe a shot. That looks good. That's a lot of nice Feanor power there. You've got the pikes coming in behind it. So, looks okay. But yeah, with the shore guard coming forward, even once we do reach the sentries, that'll be a-okay. So I was chuffed a bit that I managed to get my shore guard up there without them taking a good volley of javelin fire, because as nicely armoured as they are, they don't have a shield. So I need them going alongside the Footmen of Hemring. Now this is an absolute just power line there, with the Footmen of Hemring, as I say, being really quite impressive, alongside those shore guard, exceptionally well armoured pikemen. It was getting some good grinds. So the sentries of Hithlum, as nice as they are, they're going to struggle up against this. And I think Belagost is really still focused on the green elf attack at his side, which makes sense because they've got some damn good numbers. Who cares about little old Feanor here, who's just coming in by himself? You know, like, yeah, let's pay more attention to these green elves. Also, they're lighter armoured, can sort of rattle them down a lot more efficiently with your arrows, with your axes, and you know, your javelins too, of course. So I do start to shift some units over. Of course, my friend Mevin here has taken, you know, he took the brunt of that cavalry attack. We missed out on a lot of it, but it still is active over here. Maybe it wasn't as devastating as the defenders would have wanted it to be, but casualties have definitely been taken, ammunition has been spent, and still, as I say, Mevin's got two ways to move in. He's got to split his army in half anyway, so I do start to shuffle some troops over, but once again, I'm scared of enemy cavalry, so I don't want to just send something over there by itself when it's still at risk of just getting charged down. Don't want to send over a footman of Himring just to have them rattled in. Because once again, I'm going to keep hammering on about it. The amount of money I invested in those men-at-arms, I need to get my worth from them. Hopefully the gulps don't come through too clearly as I drink there. But Huntsman of Fingon running on over. And again, this is nasty as anything for the Green Elves. Because these hits, these arrows, javelins, or axes, are all coming into their right side. So, shields for nothing. You could maybe, you know, if you lined a unit up alongside them there, but there's no point in that. You don't want to do that. Honor Guard of the Elder House is moving up. Once again, shields ain't going to be coming into play. So you can see they've sort of done something a bit clever there. Tundras is coming in at this diagonal. So not everybody's going to be benefiting from this, but say if you're positioning something here, you're still getting your javelins in. What you'd maybe want to consider if you were Belagost is trying to defend this with this sort of diagonal to make sure that the enemy can't do that as effectively. But still, either way, there's nothing you can do to stop people from here, or, Lord forbid, from here. This shot from the Marines of Eglarest is absolutely devastating. Right now they're going for me, but as well, if they were sort of throwing their spears up and over, or javelins up and over, into the backs of that line, it would be absolutely devastating. Now, he does need to pour his javelins into me, and again, they're coming in my left side, so it's not as bad, but the Shore Guard don't have any shield at all. So, pretty nasty. Footmen of Himring, they're standing behind. I love the fur pelts above their capes. That's absolutely gorgeous. Looks awesome. Some bladesmen being pulled out. Some of those wounded bladesmen getting out of there, being exchanged for a fresh unit of bladesmen. Heaps and heaps of pikes being sent on up. And now normally this would be beautiful. Those sentries would be loving life. But just up against the Shore Guard, it's a tough opponent to face. Even outnumbering me 2-1 there. They're really having a tough time of it. But already, you know, you're seeing my army is running through their numbers. I've sent some troops over here now. Oh yeah, they're already over here. These guard forces rushed out to engage some of these scouts that were throwing something at them, perhaps. And so I got a little backstab, but you're about to see there's going to be a backstab onto my backstab, which is always nice. They were actually not enjoying that fight. Maybe it's the guards with that AP smacks getting through my armor. It's a bit nasty. Footmen of Gwyndor coming in from behind, and these sentinels now arriving as well. It's going to be pretty disastrous for my footmen, who turned up to try and, because what happened here, the guardsmen rushed out to engage this, and I was just showing up in time, and I was hoping to trap them, break their morale, and get this unit just mopped up straight away. But because I've not been able to really do that, let's zoom into the minimap, and you can kind of see the layers being being formed. It's quite nice when that sort of thing happens. But Footmen of Himring, gonna do their thing, gonna stand pretty well to all this fire. And once more, Mevin still being our shield, our little pincushion, he's taking a beating here. Advancing up this slope, definitely the nastiest place to attack from, just because of the height advantage that the enemies are going to be having against you. We got Guard. Oh wait, sorry. No, they're the Guard, the High Wardens of Syrian there. Looking, yeah, once again, absolutely gorgeous. That phalanx unit. Even on that slope, they're still going to be fighting as a phalanx. They're maybe not going to get quite as much of an effect, that multi-layered effect you can get on flat ground, but they don't seem to be needing it too much right now. Up against what is, yeah, pretty decent quality units. These guildsmen and the wardens of the gate as well. Maven's moving forward his guard of the treasury now too, so some real quality. It looks like this is really where Maven's put his high tier units, wanting to come in to this final point and really sort of break them down straight away with those heavy hitters. But Maven's not going to have too much in reserve, and you can see again once more, this would be a nasty backstab if you were holding this position here. Looks like maybe Maven's rushed assault caught them off guard and they weren't able to hold this position where they wanted to. But that's working. Well, yeah, thank goodness for that, Maven. Because if those Marines were throwing those javelins right in their backs, that would be absolutely horrific. Oh, saying that though, no, they do still have javelins in their hands. I thought they all just had their blades out, so they perhaps had used them up. More forces here from Maven coming forward, and there's no longer this backstab upon a backstab. No, we have oh no, there are still some surviving guard, but they've been linked up to. They've been saved. So it's going a little bit more organized now. But I've got more forces coming forward. I think my archers there with their bows out. No, they still got ammunition. Sending some defenders of Aglon over as well. As already, yeah, you're seeing I'm a little bit light on my feet. Well, a little bit lower on numbers. Light on my number of feet, I guess. Dragon guard there. Being shot at by the range of the girdle. Nothing too heavy hitting, but hey, you always want to sort of shoot a unit like that if you can, even if you're getting the shield from their left side. But once more, just relying on that grind. You know, my archers were never meant to be the stars of the show for me. I knew that those pikes were going to, you know, work some wonders for me. I knew that my footmen were going to be tough to match without the use of either a lot of ammunition or some elite units. So that's working out okay for me. The Dragon Guard of Dorloman throwing those axes into, once again, the right side. Oh, ay. Doesn't matter for the right side with those Warriors of Region. Yeah, that's going to be very devastating for those poor elves. And let me just see. You want to give me something there? Just because, again, it's a nice looking unit. Look at the dragon on the shields, that's great. Guildsmen of the Armories reaching them now. Looks like they've still got some ammunition to give. I'm sure these guys are going to be messy in melee, but we need them to use up their ammunition before they get to that stage. Marines of Brithon Bar there. Again, more javelins coming into us. No, sorry, these are not javelins. Marksmen of Fingon. Where was I seeing the Marines? Or was I just totally misreading that? I think I was. I was seeing what I wanted to see. But no, arrow fire coming into that push. And because I'm attacking in this, what is like quite a sheltered position, it's been difficult for them. Now this was a misclick. That's all I can. Oh yeah, no, I did that. I ended up basically grabbing a bunch of units because my plan was I'm doing okay there, and I'm about to link up with the Green Elves. I need to send more over here, so I ended up grabbing basically everything that was in this area, and I think I did like a shift click. I ended up grabbing like half of my front line, so that was just a misclick. But thank goodness it happened at that stage when the enemy was sort of faltering already, and not at the stage where they could have just sort of shunted forward and ripped me apart. But you see, Shore Guard, I'm really wanting to make sure that they can't reorganize too quickly, get in alongside the Elves of Doriath. I don't want them to be taking all the glory today. This victory will belong to the Elves of Feanor for sure. So we're coming in, Archers of Himring there, out of ammunition, but more than happy to go toe-to-toe with some of these guys. As we try to slice them on down, stop them from forming up a defense. So I'm going to be rushing in through this avenue, but it looks like Gervais, primarily, maybe still a few of Tundra's forces coming in from the left side. So it's a two choke point position. The defenders at this time maybe have two minds. Do we want to sort of block this up or try and hold these positions, or try and get more of our survivors out there? We've sort of come forward with a good bit of fury there and kept them on their toes. Those sentinels, not sentries, arriving here now, and still alongside those footmen of Gwendor. Those footmen of Gwendor have been fighting for a really long time at this point, so you can see how sort of sturdy they are. Quite a small unit size, but they've done some good work. But those pikes, I've got no pikes over here, just my sword masters, and my sword masters are taking javelin fire from those levymen, which is never nice to see, even if it's a lower damage javelin. I don't know what type of javelin that is from the levymen, but not good to take either way. Archers of Himring getting shots. Yeah, so these Marines of Brythombar actually managed to slide themselves out of this line alongside these Rangers from Stewie. Stewie coming with some aggressive plays there, trying to hunt down the skirmishers. And yeah, so we need to get this stopped. I used a bit of ammunition there, some nice effective shots there with the Archers of Hemring, who are now just going to be charging on into that main line. But yeah, so they're grinding down. But it is almost time for the dogs to shine. They've been chasing around horses all day, not managed to really catch any of them, but they're ready for this now as they come bounding forward. They're going to be going straight for those Marines of Brythombar. And they actually have, I think they had quite a nice charge bonus too. So yeah, I mean, that's all I really want. Give me an anti-cavalry bonus and give me a decent charge bonus. Gorgeous. Yes, please. Yes, please. So we'll get that little charge on the go here. I know that they're not exactly, maybe not needed too urgently. You know, we'll be stopping these Marines, but let's just see these dogs in action for a minute. Coming slamming on in. There were 32 before contact. So it's not this immediate just death smash, but yeah, you did see we were inflicting some quick casualties there. They went down nicely. They went down nicely. But along with that, I suffered a hell of a lot of hits too. Either way, Shore Guard managed to make their way over here. These were the guys that were sort of watching my back from any enemy cavalry. We will be able to use them on this position, and now with the Sentinels sort of lower in number, and sort of let's just let the announcer do his bit for a second. There we go. With the Sentinels like shunted right into the center there, pushing pretty deep, I can get my Shore Guard lined up on this right side, and there won't really be any pikes to deal with them, which is always good. And we can kind of just keep our heavily armoured units taking the hits from their pike line. Belagost still trying his best to sort of hold both lines here, which is just keeping him a bit too light. Not enough numbers. Even these great nobles of Balar are taking some shots and getting surrounded. Oh no, not getting surrounded. I thought these were our forces, but no, the line is holding. Yeah, you can see it on the minimap. The line is holding for now. The Green Elves maybe don't, you know, they're running out of energy at this point. And the nobles of Balar are not easy to break through. Even with the javelins and arrows that we've still got coming into them. I've sent forward one of my elite units here. These two this dual axe wielding force. Oh, Arqueni up on the top here. Arqueni? Yeah, Arqueni Findicano. I think, yeah, some of the guys, I absolutely adore their armor. Purple, right? Yeah, sort of that purple silver aesthetic there is just great. It's absolutely bloody, dearie me. But yeah, getting some of those arrows used down on my forces alongside, again, Tundras. And Gervais even has some boys helping me out too. But I thought because I've got quite a few of these elite units, let's get them sent on in nice and early. I like to use elite units early. I'm quite surprised I didn't use one in that initial attack. But still, I could do with giving these guys a bit of support. Support is coming, but I was spending far too long sort of cleaning up the few remaining defenders over in this position. I should have tried to push something through. You see my Shore Guard are still kicking. Even after all that, this was just one unit of Shore Guard over here, down to 56 men now. So they will be pretty damn hurt. Got my other elite unit, and my defenders, sorry, the Accursed of Alcalonde are moving on up. I think this is where I got my general. Yeah, you can see the man there. Anything more? Nope, that is all I've got over on this position. You can see all I've got here are my dogs coming running on down this way for now. And then everything else is engaged here, but we do have some breaks from the enemy lines. Sorry about the frame stutters. I was thinking about removing shadows from this one, but I thought we might be alright. But I think with the numbers we've got on the fields, and it usually seems to be like buildings and so on, for me anyway, that seems to make it quite a struggle sometimes, but still looks good, I hope. Those Footmen of Gwendor, again, absolutely gorgeous shield, just looking awesome. Kind of being a bit of a match for my Footmen of Hemring and the surviving defenders, but we're grinding them down. We're just taking our time, and that was all I wanted to do with this army. That was what I had in my mind. Just make it heavily armored. Don't worry too much about doing damage quickly. Just focus on, you know, will I be able to do that damage efficiently? That was my goal. That was my desire with this army. So And I think so far it's going okay. Even with the shorter guard, you're seeing they've got their backs to the enemy right now. That was just me, I guess, focused on something else, but really could do with these guys getting turned around. How's the push on this slope doing? Yeah, again. Oh yeah, shoot these guys. I was wondering where they were. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I love their weapon. They use this, like, you see it's like a hawk's head. And, yeah, just great, like, hammer infantry by the looks of things. Behind them, these levy men coming in. Pulling out those maces after, so maybe they're AP after they've used up their javelins. That's really nasty. Even if it's not a big value, you know, Mevin sent forward his pretty impressive units on this area, so some little mace smacks are going to be very unpleasant. All that's really left over here are some of these outlanders and skirmishers now, though, which these levymen should be able to, well, along with the support of those really sort of impressive units. Oh, most of the unit is back here. It's just one or two of the guys. I was wondering where the rest of them. The Arato Maite? Maybe. Angamaite. Goodness me. Very cool. Very, very cool unit. And yeah, so I would like to sort of see how you're going to be able to get some of these. Oh, Elder Guard of Nargothrond. They looked really pretty too. I'll be interested to see like how you have to, well, what do you have to do to sort of get some of those units on the campaign? You know, is it going to be a case of just having to hold certain territories, construct certain buildings, or will there be, you know, something peculiar that you have to do? Do you have to maybe betray an ally or something like that and take theirs? Moving through now, and once again, I'm more than happy to lead the way with my elite unit. We were standing sort of right in front of them there. Oh yeah, the marksman Ossiriand, after they use up their ammunition, they pull out their spears so they can form this like phalanx, which is a really cool thing. They, or perhaps not sturdy enough to form a phalanx by themselves, but if they were mixed in amongst you know, something a bit more solid, or into a mixed up line, you know, that could really be a nice way to use them after. But up against my my elites, they're struggling to keep themselves together, as I hack them apart with my axes, of course. And so Belagos has just been leaving them behind as the defenders are falling back. Now there was a bit of discussion, as with a lot of these fights. You know, we're all in a Discord channel together, so it's always fun to sort of see what people are planning. There was debate of, do they all want to be together, or do they want to try and hold two positions? So Belagos has grabbed his forces, alongside some of Alexius's troops, and he's wanting to hold this this great hall here. Which, yeah, again, I can see the sense in that. But some of his allies are wanting to hold this slope instead. Stewie's got his troops set up over here, and this would be a very nasty place for us to move through. Also, this would be quite nasty and steep, whereas they're pretty exposed over on that position. So as I say, a bit of discussion, bit of debate as to what was the best course of action for them, and they ended up deciding to do both. So, which I like. I find it's really quite fun in a siege attack when you do have to decide, like, oh shoot, the defenders are they've split up, and it's one of these nice things about when you do have like a town center. It's like you can't do that, which is a bit of a shame sometimes, because, you know, if you've got a big city, you know, you need to cleanse the city. Just because you've taken the middle doesn't mean that the guys that are holding often these little you know, various choke points around the city are just gonna like immediately give up. Now, I get the sense it's once you've taken the center, you've probably taken something of great importance that has caused them to surrender. But still, it's nice to meme around with it like this sometimes. Over here, Arqueni now out of ammunition, gonna be trying. Oh yeah, these are their forces. Yeah, so Stewie's come hard with this position. It's perhaps just still a handful of these Doriath troops helping me, but that's about all they've got left. Now, dearie me, if they... Where are my dogs? My dogs are here. Yeah, so I would have sent my dogs to deal with them, but... Okay. Because if he could come in for a few charges, if I didn't have my dogs, like, prepped and ready to go to guard this line, that would have been devastating. He could have picked this apart, and I wouldn't have been able to do... I don't even have a spearman here. I would have been absolutely busted. So you can see, once more, I will be winning here, but I'll just be taking my time doing it. You know, this army was not built around killing quickly. But with those Arquini free, they're going to be coming in for some backstabs against Mevin's forces. Mevin was able to sort of take his time with this attack, and he was never going to get through, but he was just going to keep Stewie's attention, stop Stewie from being able to reform the way he wants to. But with the arrival of this cavalry unit, he's going to be able to start rattling that down pretty damn quickly and pretty damn effectively because of the speed, unless the dogs appear, which they have. So with the dogs arriving, I'm trying to catch up, but those swift little horses, even this boy, come on, no, oh, we got one. I don't know how he bit him, but somebody bit him. Well done. I think they have like a special melee attack maybe, but yeah, you can see the dogs can be outmaneuvered, which I like. I think that's definitely a cool concept. You know, it's like if I did grab him, then it's very nasty. I've sent the Accursed of Alcalonde over here just because, again, I want to keep this area pressured. I don't want Stewie to be able to reposition too freely. And now, are they going to try and run inside? There's still some Shore Guard. Oh, okay, there's still Shore Guard alive. He could have come in for a charge somewhere, but my dogs are so close behind him. And so are the Accursed. You can see the Accursed are almost keeping up with them. Oh, he does give me a charge. I counter. But because I've countered, those spearmen are coming in for backstabs. You can see I point at the screen a lot. Yeah, I'm really. I could do with like a touch screen monitor that like it puts out a ping every time I touch the screen, so that you see what I'm pointing at. But yeah, we have flooded on in through now, and we've fully blocked them off. So even if they want, you can see some of these defenders move down. Looks like Stewie was able to convince Alexius to gather his forces here, but Belagost is still no. He wants this. He wants the halls. He doesn't have too much left. Got some of these elites, the White Helms, and alongside these Dragon Guard of Dorloman as well. So I'm not letting anybody else take my glory. Once more, I will be in there first, even if it is just with my Archers of Himrin coming flying on forward. An argument could be made whether you would maybe wanted to like come in for a counter charge just to catch us when we were on the slope. Oh, I've still got 56 Shore Guard as well, so that'll be good for the grind. But yeah, it's I don't know if it changed too much, but yeah, so those Dragon Guard were more than happy to hack and slash into my archers. But now with the Shore Guard there and some of these surviving footmen, that's going to be a bit different. That's the last of Mevin. Unfortunately, Mevin has fallen, bravely throwing himself up that slope, knowing that he would never breach it, but just doing it for the sake of the team. Very honourable action, and something that I must support now. Oh, those two skirmishers, are they locked? I wonder if they're locked morale. No, he's shaken. No, he's just a brave boy. Well done. He's trying to get his butt out of there now. It might be one of Mevin's last troops. The Accursed coming in, trying to save his ass. Again, up against these guys, so that's basically an AP hammer. Yeah, that's why I thought he's wanting to keep himself alive. Get those javelins used, mate. You might at this range, you'll be able to inflict a few kills against those guys. But the Accursed, as much as I love them, as good as they are, this fight is far beyond them. So we're not going to be able to inflict too many casualties unless this skirmisher is able to do some point blank. Come on, kill that officer. That looked like that was way too close to friendly fire than you had to make it. By the way, yeah, we'll do our best. After that, I've got my dogs. Oh, no. I do send my dogs in there. I might miss it. Because the enemy, I think we end up sort of dealing with the enemy cavalry. So, and all of my survivors here, even though we could have now pushed in through, we have enough of an attack going on over there. So I just thought, let's grab everybody we've got and start pushing up this side. Just so that Stewie can't... well, the defenders here, they know that they've got an attack coming from both sides. Even if one attack is a little bit lackluster, maybe, it's still present. The Honor Guard of the Elder Houses, there's a lot of red here. They're stealing our colours, stealing our vibes. Scoundrels. But yeah, once more, those Shore Guard just showing how powerful they are. Showing how sort of dangerous. Imagine getting these guys on a siege defence on the campaign. You know, that would be absolutely power. Honor Guard coming alongside me, trying to deal with the last of those Dragon Guard. There are still some survivors. Those White Helms of Fingon are in the back, ready to come in and try and push us down. But the bulk of our force is ready for this this proper assault up the back lines. Oh, no, that cavalry is still alive. They've just been moved inside. So they could come rushing out. But yeah, I still just, I guess I didn't feel there was as much of a threat. Because by the time I make contact here, he'd have to get his cav all the way down, all the way around to get me. So I think I was more than happy to just send in my dogs in a bit. The Accursed, still trying their best, but you can see how few casualties I've made. Yeah, they're still at they're 53. Oh, that Ranger. Oh no, it was a Skirmisher. That Ranger's a new guy. I think I'm not seeing that Skirmisher. I think he's probably fallen, unfortunately. Let's take another shot here, because this does look quite nice, doesn't it? It's a lot of gold. A lot of gold. A lot of gold, a lot of corpses, a lot of red. But the Footmen of Hemring arriving now too. That was the last of Mevin's troops, I think. Coming on forward. So again, probably not going to do much damage, but hopefully going to hold the line for a little while. That's all I've got to do on this area. Just got to keep these special units over facing me, fighting me, so that... Oh, those champions of Eglarist. You guys trying to find your way out? Huh. They must have been kept... I thought all the champions were gone. Those guys must have been hidden away somewhere. So there are some surviving High Wardens of Syrian getting moved on back here, as the main clash is now happening. Those marksmen of Syrian in a more, as part of a more solid line now you're seeing. So yeah, that's a nice. It's nice that you can do that with them. But we just have the numbers start going around them, getting into the sort of the back supporting lines, trying to sort of overwhelm them with with this wave of Doriath forces. What we got here? Still committed to this. Those elites getting pretty difficult for us to break through, but my Shore Guards still, they've only really lost one man there since we last saw them. I think they were at 53, maybe it was 58. But yeah, the Dragon Guard doing a bit more work up against the likes of my Footmen and my my Archers, whom, yeah, my Archers seem to be gone by this point. And the White Helm's just waiting for their chance. But say, I like this map a lot. I like these sort of city areas, which yeah, I mean, you could, if you wanted to try, you could sort of make little holdouts here and there, but just little skirmishes going on inside of settlements is always something I find really, really cool. Oh, that is, oh no, that was the agent, that was the general. Wasn't, right? Oh, okay, I thought that was, I thought I made a mistake there, but no, I did think I saw him just hanging around on the edge there. But even though we've slain the general, I do not think Stewie's forces are going to mind all that much. And they're still more than happy to just keep smacking away at us. The Accursed, all gone here. Pretty sure those boys are locked morale, so they were slain down to a man. Yep, no, still 4 of them. Still 4 of them. It's the little banner carrier squad on the far left that they've still got. Weren't really engaging with the main bulk of these hammerers. And how few casualties I've inflicted on them too. Again, but I guess that's this amazing armor value, great sort of defensive ability too. You really need something rock solid to be hurting them sort of efficiently. Some defenders of Iclon coming forward. I don't quite know where these guys came from, but they're making their way up again once more, just to extend the grind. Just throw them in there. Keep Stewie focused on me. Keep Stewie held in place. Shore Guard's starting to take some casualties now. Now that we're working through into the Arimo, it's a little bit tougher for us, and they're going to be able to sort of get around our side. Luckily, the Honor Guard saving our lives by protecting the left flank of the Shore Guard. Shore Guard sort of pushed in a little bit too deep. We've got a bit of a wedge going on now, which is not awesome to see. You know, you want more of a sort of wide line to use those pikes, not really this arrow that is piercing on forward. About 4,000 frames left as we're pushing up again into this main line. The Mariners being thrown on into the line. More Mariners from up there too, showing that they're run out of ammunition. Some Nobles of Balar. I mean, if there was a few more of them, maybe could certainly do something, but we've just got a heck of a lot of troops and still some good quality. Nandor Elder Council there, getting tied up with the Marines, doing their best. Oh, were those nobles coming my way? Oh no, they're broken. They're broken nobles. Still cavalry to answer to us as well. Not really got the room to maneuver. If he could, well, I mean, so maybe this is the thing. If he had his freedom to run through me, he might be able to do some work on our back lines. Probably nothing too impressive, but nothing too much of a game changer. But there's some sentries that might be able to hold him in place. Finarfin moving on up. Still some scraps of Gervais. Got some of my forces. I was sending them running on out because I wanted to actually get an elite unit over on that far side, but they got a long way to run. But they're going for it. They're going for it. And I've sent my I was pretty sure that these two axe wielders, although they're pretty bloodied now, I've been using them a lot. They can finish off if if these white helms end up being some god tier destroyer of worlds. I can send those forward to mop it up. The Ents being here now, oofed, absolutely blasting those lines apart. It was quite good that Tundra's pulled them out in those early stages. Of had we lost them all to those javelins, that would have been a really heartbreaking thing. Shore Guard down to 40 now, but they've been kicking. Those guys have been fighting in the thick of it from the very start. They were sort of the second unit. They were my second unit into the front line. So, that's over with Belagos. We've slayed him now. Over here. No, still just cracking in, but you see my line getting very, very thin now. Tundris has actually made his way over, and this is when I send in the dogs. I don't really have anything more to defend over here, and the cavalry is not really too much of a threat. But you see Gervais and Tundris together. They've seen that we've expended our combat width over there, so no, we need to start pushing up through here, and with some real power now, it should be more than enough. Cavalry sprinting away from the dogs. They do not want any of this. But you can see I will throw myself on in, and although the damage done by these wolves, or these hounds I guess we could say, is tremendous, they do die quick. They are fragile. And I like to think maybe I was part of making that break happen. So it does look like real glass cannon type units. Especially, well, I mean, up against something like that, everything's a glass cannon. But I think we are sort of kicking out some damage. We are inflicting casualties on them. But we're just going down really fast in response to it. Oh, still some defenders. Is there any accursed? Nah, I think the accursed are long gone. Okay, yeah. So you're seeing in that short time with those hounds have managed to inflict more damage on the Arato than well, just about anything else I've been throwing at them. So yeah, no, definitely a nice unit. You just need to do a bit of practice with how I'm meant to use it. Doriath from Gervais broken through those lines now, coming rushing on forward. And in a bit of, something that kind of surprised me, Belagos, with his little holdout here, was one of the last positions. These guys now broken, fighting to the death, which is, pretty good for them there, but not too much they can really do from that situation. I keep seeing these honor guard and thinking they're my men. Again, once again, stealing my red, stealing my colours, my vibes. Some Elder Council still surviving there. What do we get catching in this position? Oh, some Rangers were set up here. Pulling out those, two-handed swords. Going to do their best there, but up against the Donath in Mablon, it's going to be a little bit beyond them. Even though they're not really relying on armor, those maces are going to be still cracking their bones open all the same. Probably got some defensive skill. Again, I'm not really too sure of those off their stats. Again, something you might have noticed, we've got, how many did they say? I think they said there were 4 pillars on this map. There's one all the way off in there, in the distance. One all way over there, one smaller one in the center of it. Where was the last one? Did he say there were just 3? I'm not sure. But I called that out midway through. I was like, I really appreciate the big pillars in the distance. And as devastating as these guys have been for Stewie, they had to sort of come to an end at some point, as the Doriath forces have come to gain vengeance. The kinsmen of Denethor showing up with, again, not really something that's going to inflict a huge amount of damage very quickly, but as busted as these guys are, I think that might be too much for them to deal with now. Elder Council as well, just waiting with their javelins still to spend if they need them. And yeah, I mean, well, as much as I was sort of saying about these Rangers, they've actually held the line for quite a while now. Up against some really impressive units. Yeah, you can see I did send forward my elites to this position. I felt like they weren't really going to make it over there in time, so let's just get them stuck in up this slope. So they've been doing some work alongside their allies. That is the last of Belagost over on that position. So yeah, it is just the Rangers now. Rangers and of course those Eagles. Oh, dearie me. That's very cool. I like this. As I say, I really like the map. I think, I mean, as I said before, just about some of the campaign units, of course there's a reason that Feanor is not really sort of allowed access to pikes in standard play. And yeah, you'll see the kills that are inflicted by those boys. So I definitely, you know, really enjoyed that. And I hope that we do a few more of these fights with sort of campaign units accessible. We just need to sort of have some discussions about, you know, what is maybe a little bit too much sometimes. And I think maybe 2 units of those pikes was tough to match. Very tough to match. I would love to know, I should have asked Stewie how many kills these guys ended up getting in the end, because they were just grinding. And they admitted defeat there. There were still 16, and those are the Rangers broken, so we would have been backstabbing them. But I would have still expected another maybe 40 kills from them there. So we'll have a quick glance. So it was a 4v3. I don't know what was going on with my brain at the start there. But yeah, so my guys, my elites there, didn't actually end up getting involved in the fight. They caught 3 prisoners though. Very intimidating sights, those boys. Accursed did their best. Keep in mind, you know, what the Accursed were sent on in for. But it was the Shore Guard, 160 and 162. Saying that, the Footmen actually got that same sort of damage. That's kind of... Oh, keep in mind though, these guys got absolutely rattled by Javelin Fire. 52. Usually what I see is it's easier to heal range damage normally. So if you've got a lot of units being healed, so these were the Footmen that they were alongside, because this was the position. I was very lucky. I just did not take much range damage. It seemed like they wanted to pour all the range damage on the green elves around me. Nobody wanted to shoot me, which might have just been a case of, yeah, I'm Feanor, I have heavy armor. We can get more damage done on Doriath and Ossiriand. Could be. But yeah, so I was pretty chuffed. Definitely 160, that's very nice. But yeah, the rest of the Footmen doing more what's expected of Footmen. Not really racking up those big kills. Marksmen of the Pass, still pretty healthy, so they could have been thrown on in a bit more. 160 from those archers, though, very nice. And my poor dogs, you know, again, like, didn't really get that cavalry engagement that I was hunting for with them. But I think I misunderstood what they were meant for, and I think that for some reason, am I wrong to say it's kind of like imagine like the baby dragons without that ability to sort of blast open lines, you know? Maybe like this massive amount of damage, but just very fragile. So you just have to be careful with what you're sending them at. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely some more experimentation is required for me. But and saying that, from as much, I was really thinking that Mevin was getting absolutely rinsed, but man ended up getting the most kills. That's kind of surprising. I thought that Mevin was, you know, because pushing up here, I thought he got absolutely devastated. But no, it was, either way, a lot of fun. And yeah, hopefully get to mess around with campaign units again. I will be downloading, I needed to get this recorded because I'll be downloading the newer version of the test now, so I'll hopefully get some more recordings done right after this. Cool, thank you very much, and I will see you later.